Hello again, Glittrip here, aka the original card game for the win, and yeah, it definitely got me. I did get the Adventurer bundle already, as well as the bundle based on Lolth and the bundle based on Illiwick, so I'm gonna have a ton of, well, at least several draft tokens. Uh, four overall. That's not really that many, but you know what I mean. And I'm gonna have like a absolute giant bundle of boosters to open. But the thing is, well, a couple things about this. One of which is how this manifests is interesting because if you go to packs after you've done this, you'll see that it literally tells you that it'll be available on the 8th. As of as of the time I'm saying this, you may or may not be watching this after the 8th, after the sets drop, but it's kind of a bit of a preview of how this process works here. So, yeah, it literally is like whenever it arrives on Arena, you'll be able to get them, but at least it has it showing you as a reminder in advance here some of the things you'll be getting there. So, that's kind of an interesting deal. Now, the other thing is I am going to do something that I wasn't thinking of doing originally because I didn't know that they're going to be having these particular kind of pre-order deals that were going to be this big of a thing here. So I'm going to do something a bit different. Now, first of all, here's the thing. I was originally going to get the set mastery pass by getting enough gems to get it. And whenever I got the adventurer bundle, that threw me over, so I was able also to pick up the Ammon Cat pet, which is nice in of itself. So I may occasionally have the Lapis Kitty there. Well, Lazotep technically, but thing is, since these have like huge amounts of meaning for me to get these, I decided to grab these particular bundles since I actually could at the time. Something that I may not really be doing too much going forward. I'm not sure. I do kind of like being more questy than payish, but in this case, I felt kind of strongly about this set by a huge margin. So one is giving me a huge amount of packs to be able to get pretty much the set. One is giving me draft tokens, which I'll probably be using more early on in the whole thing, and also gives me the mastery pass. So because of that, I didn't have to think too much about using my gems for the mastery pass in the normal way. So what I'm going to do is something else that's a tribute to D&D and MTG uniting. And that's because several sets in MTG have actually had like featured things as D&D campaigns, and one of which has been something I've seen commercials for recently, and it's the it's called Curriculum. It's called Curriculum of Chaos, and it's basically a Strixhaven setting for D&D. So, in a way, if I get the Mastery Pass for Strixhaven, that's also a tribute to D&D, and I don't know how many planes they're going to be doing this for. I know that they've done it for some others in the past, and I may have missed out on that fact until recently. But the bigger deal is that, in a way, this will be symbolic of showing my support for these particular kinds of crossovers in both directions. Because I'm going to get the Mastery Pass for Strixhaven at the time that I'm already at the end of it, actually, in a way, because of how Mastery works, actually. And in the other direction, of course, I'm going to be getting the pretty much the full Adventures in Forgotten Realms set and then some. At least I'm hoping it turns out that way. I mean, probability is still a little wacky in this, but as many packs as I'm going to be open, I'll probably be able to use my Wildcards to get anything I'm missing. So there's a thought. Meanwhile, let's kind of show what I mean by how the mastery system works for a moment. Just kind of a bit of a reminder to y'all here. The thing is, whether you're doing it as quest to win or pay to win, there's certain things that kind of act the same. You're still going to need to quest quite a bit, even if you pay into a mastery pass, like if you just pay for gems or something so you can get one. And that also, that you still have to put in the work, like do quests, level up, to be able to get all that extra stuff on Mastery Pass. And here's the interesting thing. Even if you don't do that, and you are, in fact, more of a quest to win, like I probably will be kind of overall, then, even though I'm making an exception this time, the thing is, you get a lot of things just for the free version of your mastery for a set. Like, notice all the packs, of course, you get, of course, and that helps you collect it a lot. And you don't, and these are basically for doing your experience-based quests, and you don't have to put in extra gold in-game for these things, or any money at all, as long as you're playing it up enough to get the experience for it. But there's also an innate limit to the free-to-quest version, so to speak, and that's that once you get past some particular point, you don't get extra rewards. I mean, you can certainly say that for the sheer prestige of it, you've gotten that many levels. And you can also kind of compare side by side with what you'd be getting with Mastery Pass as you go along. And right here, it looks like level 72 is the end of the quest to win version of your mastery. But at the same time, you're also earning the experience for what would be the paid version, actually, which is interesting when you think about it. Well, paid being a relative term in this case, because you can still do it completely quest to win. As long as you're able to gradually pull up enough gems, then you can gradually work your way towards a mastery pass and pull it off like I was going to originally. And in that case, if you've already leveled up, and of course for any levels you get afterwards, you get those rewards on the mastery pass. So what I'm basically saying in this one is, whenever you level up at all, you get basically both. But you only get the rewards for the Mastery Pass in terms of this set on the bottom here, as long as you've actually purchased it, either with in-game gems that you've earned over time, or with using like actual money to get the gems to pay for it. Either way, you're going to be using gems to get everything on the bottom here. And you still have to put in the time to get questing to get to your maximum level. Now the thing is, even the paid version has at least some kind of limit where you don't get as much unique stuff after a while. The thing is, it'll eventually go up to basically having an uncommon card for every level that you do that's at 91 and beyond. So from that point onward, you'll always be getting an uncommon card from something. But then that just becomes like just a thing you do for each level, and it becomes like nothing in particular afterwards that's extra special. But over time, you get a lot of unique things on a Mastery Pass otherwise, if you're actually purchasing it. And so this is kind of about the value of what you get there. Like, you will gradually over time get things like extra sleeves, which are mostly cosmetic, of course. You'll also get pets, which are kind of cosmetic as well. But you'll also get the set mastery orbs, which you get a few of in your regular levels as well. And you get more of on the Mastery Pass. And these are for things that are cosmetic that you get on your Mastery tree. And they can vary by the set as to exactly what you get, most of which are card styles, but sometimes they can be something else a bit more unique. And in Strixhaven, they kind of went that way, which I find very interesting. Of course, on the practical side, for what you get for a Mastery Pass, you will get additional packs that are in addition to whatever you get for your basic Mastery, I guess you could say. So you got your basic Mastery and your Mastery Pass Mastery. And the thing is, you'll get additional, not only packs from different sets, including ones that aren't even currently considered the primary. Like the primary right now is Strixhaven, and that'll soon change to Adventures in Forgotten Realms. But you can see here you can get packs of Ikoria, Throne of Eldraine, Theros Beyond Death, and more, basically, including like Zendikar Rising, Core Set 2021, and just basically more like that along the way. And of course, Kaldheim. And so this is basically bonus stuff that you get along the way in addition to what you'd be getting for like the main set that's featured at this time in the rotation and in standard, and basically just what's considered the most recent featured set. But as you can see along the way, you also get things like mythic card bonuses. You know, as in mythic rares, which are, of course, the highest level of rarity, and therefore the most unlikely to get normally, and therefore kind of useful to get along the way because they may be quite practical. Maybe not always, but hey, usually a mythic rare is practical. There's been a few exceptions over time, but they have gradually changed that to make things, honestly, usually more useful as mythic rare. And of course, over time you'll also get other things as well, as you will also get some gold along the way, which, you know, in-game gold for gold-based things. And you'll also get some of your gems back, actually, which is an interesting thought. And if you total this up, it's actually quite a bit. And like in this case, you're also getting a draft token, which is like a 5,000 gold value normally, or 500, you know, maybe 1,000 gems worth for, you know, like a major draft event. So that's also kind of practical there. But yeah, over time you get like close to 1,000 or so gems back. So it pays part of itself back on that. So let's see here. There's 200. Another 200, so that's 400 overall. Another 200, so that's 600 overall. Another 200, so that's 800 overall. Another 200, so that's 1,000 overall. Another 200, so that's 1,200 overall. So that's actually more than a third of what you're paying in for it. This is, of course, assuming that you play enough to actually level it up pretty much all the way, as much as you can. Which is, you know, just kind of practical to do. But the really interesting thing about a Mastery Pass is it even specifically says that whenever you actually, like, buy into a Mastery Pass, you get everything that you would have otherwise already earned just from your overall experience with it. So right now, my level is extremely high. It's at 94. So I've actually gone not only into this uncommon reward set, but several levels into that part right now. So that's ridiculous when you think about it, because I've gotten access to all of this in essence. All I have to do is actually click the button, and then I get everything. So let's just take a moment to appreciate how much that really is. And especially when starting level 1, you already get a few nice bits of swag there. But the interesting thing is, I don't think you can actually complete your mastery tree without, you know, getting both your basic mastery and your mastery password. Because you only get a few orbs over time in your basic amount. Which is kind of like about 5 orbs, at least in this iteration. I mean, they may change up the orb amount in some other sets, obviously. But that's it for Strixhaven, anyhow. And over here, your mastery orbs, there's just so many of them. Like, I think I added it up to more than 20. And I decided to total it up, and it's basically enough to pay for the whole tree. When it comes to the totality of your basic mastery and your mastery pass mastery. So that's kind of what it's there for. So I'm about to hit this button and get all this stuff at once. So yeah, you take a moment to, well, let's slow it down a bit. So I'm going to do this like a few moments at a time here. So take a moment to just kind of add this stuff up. Okay, next page. So just think of adding up all that to the previous. Again, this is good for math. I might even total this up later. Okay, next page here. Even more stuff. And remember, this is on top of all this. So, yeah, if you're thinking about that, then how much you can get overall with both of them is just ludicrous. Okay, next one. Just think about that when it comes to the Mastery Pass version. What all you're getting there. And just remember that's total up to all the things that you get on the top row. Okay, next page. So, lots of bonus things again. So just thinking of totaling that all up and seeing just how worth it that really is for you. Okay, we're more than halfway to the end here. But again, lots of stuff, including a couple of whole packs on this page here. Still going. Again, you could pause any time to total that up. There's like 3 packs on this page, plus a couple of special card rewards. Of course, that was also true before. Okay, almost at the end here. And the packs keep coming, as well as other kinds of swag. And also remember, gold has been accumulating back to give you some back for things where you'd like to spend gold rather than gems. And so the gems have been reaccumulating too. Okay, last bit of worth plus indefinite infinity of uncommon cards. You might not think at first that uncommon's gonna be that big of a deal, but there are such things as uncommon legends, so just saying, that becomes indefinite value at the end point as long as you keep pushing. So, yeah, and now I'm going to actually hit the button and just go all out. So let's see what all crazy amounts of stuff we get here, because this is going to be everything at once. I hit the button, it lagged. It lagged because I got some... It's just saying you will immediately receive rewards for all completed Mastery Pass levels. Yeah, again, that says you get everything. In fact, it's also showing everything here. It's actually trailing off the screen. I can't even... There's no button to scroll past that point. They didn't even think of that. Like, here's how the totals would happen, and you can kind of back check the math there. But it's saying that you get some of these particular pets, like 10 mythic rares. 10 mythic rares. And I do believe this is within the set. Obviously. There's like 4,000 gold, 1,200 gems, and there's also certain levels that... Oh yeah, it says 8 orbs. That's not true, because there's also several times you get orbs plus something, and they're counting it separately. So you gotta add that back in. Like 5 plus rares, specifically in this case from the Mystic Archives, because of how Strixhaven handled that. And yeah, it even says right up here, $200+ value when fully unlocked, which is interesting to note that is earned over time as you play it. But the fact is that I've been accumulating gems for some time for free, and so I just kind of topped them over with the adventure pack, and also got myself the Ammon Cat plus all this with that whenever I topped it over. So here we go. There are 9 days left to progress additional levels. Well, of course I will. Yeah. This is gonna keep going for a while. Yeah, it's like, instead of just stopping now, it's saying more. Like, it's just like you have other things that are coming to you. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's gonna keep going. Mm-hmm. Now, this is interesting, because it's an Archon that I don't remember if it's actually in the set. I think it's more in the story. So it's kind of awesome in and of itself. It's kind of a unique Archon. And it has a nice windy effect whenever you touch a card. A player draft token. And that's just for any time later. Like, that just gets stockpiled right there. So that's an additional draft token I'm going to have whenever Adventures in Forgotten Realms hit and I go into draft mode. I just got 4,000 gold immediately, and I got 1,200 gems back. So I still have gems left. And here comes the parade of packs. 2 of Throne of Eldraine so far, 3 of Theros, 3 of Ikoria, 2 of Core Set 2021. Oh wait, it kept on going. Additionally, we have 3 of Zendikar Rising, and of course that one add on the others there. Kaldheim here. Oh, there's 3 of them overall. 3 of Strixhaven. And and things just kept on going. Body of research, which is ridiculous, although I've defeated it several times. It just being a creature without any kind of protection from death has just made that thing an easy, oh, I just whacked a creature that was over 40/40. I got one of the Elder Dragons this way from the set. Of course, this also makes it interesting to collect it later, because individual card rewards usually have what they call copy protection. So because I've collected a lot of the other rares and mythic rares in the set already, just by my experience, that meant that it had to be some things I didn't have before. So, kind of push it over to, I'm getting some Elder Dragons. So 10 is their Quandrix. Shadrick's Silver Quill, so one of the other Elder Dragons. Beldur's Wither Room, that's 3 out of 5 right there. Approach of the second, well, that's a different thing. Okay, so admittedly I did have Mavinda already, so it's not completely protected. It just means you won't get over 4 copies, but you're more likely to get one that you don't already have. Filmuckus Lorehold. That is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 Elder Dragons, unless it just keeps going, of which it might. Wait, was this times... that was times 2. Okay, that's ridiculous. I guess the last Elder Dragon I need is Prismari. So that's assuming it doesn't keep going and give me Prismari. Okay, it kept going. Oh, look, apparently you can get uncommons from all sorts of things, not just out of the set. I got Hofrico's Forge. That guy could get interesting for doing some serious spirit decks. Casmina, Enigma Sage. Technically I have her already, so not the best mythic rare to wind up, but I still don't need to do as much stuff to get other things, like, again, the last Elder Dragon out of the set. And I know exactly which one it is, so that helps. Still going. These are card styles. And it's a lot of them. Oh, I can get a card style for the bear I used before. Okay, and we're still going on. More card styles. 25 orbs overall, because, again, as I said, some of those were combined with other things. It's just ridiculous. Oh, the Bioman Petition I used so much in that one draft. Claim prizes. Yeah, I just got all that at once. And I can still get more because of that. It is just ridiculous if you get it at the end. And again, with the copy protection at least helping you to get things more biased towards things you don't already have, I just kind of extracted a lot of very specific things from it in an incredible hurry. So yeah, and now on top of that, because there's only a few more days left before Adventures in Forgotten Realms drops as of the time I'm doing this. So, it's time for me to basically place every orb in here. Because I think I literally have enough to complete the whole thing. How do I know that? Well, for one thing, it says 0 out of 30 placed, and I have 30 here. So, if you get basically the entirety of your regular mastery, or your basic mastery, and you also level up enough to collect everything from your Mastery Pass mastery. If you are going to invest in Mastery Pass, whether purely with gems, like I was originally planning, or with, using actual money to get the gems to get it quicker, I'd still probably suggest getting your Mastery Pass purposefully late, because that way you can get more stuff. Now, admittedly, I have a little poor control when it comes to popping my packs, but I might try some different things with this. Like, I've been told draft first and then open your packs for various reasons, which I'll do at least to some degree this round when Forgotten Realms hit, so expect drafts for me to be done first this time, rather than me just casually cruising through and just getting whatever I get, like I usually do. And which I might still continue afterwards. But for now, let's just go ahead and just pop all these orbs in and grab everything. Why am I going Quandrix first? You have my reasons. In fact, see if you can figure them out, because I got one really big, but kind of, at the same time, somewhat inscrutable blue. It's called... This is actually a movie reference. Yeah, going over here is a whole other story. Kind of. Or is it? Is it a reference to a movie? A video game? Or maybe a bit of both? Another clue about why I'm considering this one another priority. Inklings are their mascot, or primary token creature. And that references several things. Okay. And now, let me see, I think I'll go... Warhold next. And why, in this case, I'll just say, for the various reasons involving the fact that they highly emphasize spirits. I mean, sure, they have an interesting twist with imbuing them in statues, but overall, still, highly based on spirits. And I do like that. And now I'm going with Wither Bloom as my next major challenge. In this case, partially just because I work well with certain combinations of colors, including green and black. They just work with my style. Or perhaps a certain other thing. Possibly including the story. After all, a certain, professor decided to, make her tenure here. After revealing who she actually was. And somehow managed to get Elder Dragon approval for it. So the tribute to that being kind of a nice retired endpoint for her, there we go. And as for Prismari, well, you've gotta have your artist. And the way they dance with the elements is just beautiful. Does that count as a reference to something? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just art. I've officially collected my first entire tree. Well, it won't be my last, because Adventures of Forgotten Realms will give me everything. Hoo-ha-ha. And, Galzeth Prismari is apparently my last Elder Dragon, so... Do I want to pump these packs? Of course I do. And this is going to go absolutely nuts. Oh, there's something I didn't notice because I used to do it so fast. They have their own individual music. Have I literally popped packs so fast before that I never got to know that? Starts off so dramatically with Zendikar Rising. It helped me notice that quickly. Okay. In that case, without further ado, let's go crazy. Dance of the months. Okay. And note, I'm also grabbing Wildcards as I go, which will help me collect Adventures in Forgotten Realms better. This is a much more subdued music. I think a lot of it has to do with the theme songs for the battlefields that you encounter them at. Yeah, I used that one in my Divine Wrath deck. Nice intervention. Great way to grab the World Tree. And prepared for later. There we go. Is there much left of Aquaria for me to collect? Not much, but we'll see if anything comes up that I had to collect it before. Oh, that actually was one. Okay, apparently I didn't collect that particular ultimatum before. I did collect an absolute boatload. Hello again, Luris. Nice to see you here. I collected an absolute boatload of Aquaria because I love the Godzilla and Kaiju thing, and some of the other themes of it for that matter. So yeah, this is just an opening party. And of course that 21 level. Ghostly Pilfer. Okay. That could be roguishly good. It's hilarious how many times I've gotten this card. I really need... there's a good chance I need to do like a shrine deck at some point. Or at least something that uses them pretty well. Okay. More wild cards going crazy for me. It's a very darn lips. It's a very conspicuous snoop. The goblins are watching me do this. Yeah, Zendikar Rising is one that I missed out on for quite some time because my computer was having a very bad time during the time this set was mostly out, so yeah. Consider this basically just getting myself caught back up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that the theme song for each pack is based on it's basically the same as the music you'd hear on the battlefields based on them whenever you're in the game. Yeah, it sounds a lot like one of them, so yeah. I know which one's based on heavily on Zendikar. So, yeah, it's going to places quickly. I've also collected a lot of Cold Eye. Again, love Norse mythology. Okay. This is also pointing me in the direction of doing that angel deck I've been thinking of. That could get a little wacky. Yeah, I'm gonna have just a ballistic amount of wildcards. In fact, that just gave me just a flat-out, straight, rare wildcard, so... Okay, that happened. Okay, Strixhaven. Show me what you got at last here. Okay, that popped over an interesting spot. Oh, that card. Yeah, that can get ridiculous. Yep. Pretty sure I've heard that battlefield for that. A straight up mythic rare. That's like saying buy the last Elder Dragon with one of these mythic rares. It's like you need to collect the dragons. It's like, yeah, because that is like your sign. Like you get a mythic rare out of the set you're collecting, it's like, yeah, just grab one. But, let's see what this one gets. Okay. And now, the hilarity is about to start. It's called, how much of my collection is doing? And the answer is, a ton of things. Oh gosh, it's just a lot of things are new. I got so many things in there, some of these, I got probably more than one copy of something there at the same time. So... yeah, that is just ridiculous. For some, you can kind of tell it's specifically my first copy of something. Because I'll say new for a lot of things, but it's a little different whenever it's the only copy you've got, which is ironically what I strive for more so than extra copies of things, usually. Yeah, this is just going to be positively crazy in terms of the number of new stuff I've got. So, yeah, still going with the new copies of things. So, that's happening. Okay, is there... we're not done yet of how many things are new after that party? So, yeah, still going. Very bizarre, I hadn't gotten that particular saga yet out of Kaldheim this whole time until just now. Okay. One of the pathways, there's kind of special for bimodal lands. And still go. Is there any color combination that I have left here, actually. Oh, yes, there is. So, okay, are we finally done with the new cards there? Because it's okay, because that's back to the beginning of the collection. Okay, that's just ridiculous how many things I got there. So, yeah, that was positively nuts. And interesting note, it really was 2 of Beldros Witherbloom at the same time. Okay. That really was just positively insane. Okay. And that was because I got that later on and got it all at once. So I would in fact suggest that. So that's gonna be crazy. And that also means I have enough gold to do a few more runs of Jumpstart. So and that set has been notoriously tricky to collect because you only get certain opportunities to do so. But it gives you a lot of value at once, so it's kind of like just wait until they have the event and go for it. So for that, I can kind of conclude that, yeah, getting a Mastery Pass all at once is kind of awesome. So it certainly looks dramatic, so I can certainly say that. For now, I'll be logging off. I hope to hear from y'all soon, and remember, MTG forever.